from?
Hi, Nita. I'm Charlene.
Hi, Charlene. How
Can
are
you hear
you?
me?
Yes, I can hear you just fine.
I had several dreams and several visions from God. One day I was sitting on going to pee, and I looked out the window, and the clouds, it was like storm clouds, but they were not moving. And I asked God, what is up with these clouds? And he said, when I come, the clouds will move at this really fast pace, and it's going to swell up into like a scroll. And one day I'm crying to God, and I'm repentant. And, if God says, if my people repent and turn from their wicked ways, that will heal their land. So I'm praying to him, and he said, that's what he's saying. I'm crying to God. I'm saying not all the Christians are bad. A lot of them fell away. Yes, I know that. But there's a lot of good Christians here in America. And he told me, now you're going to see Obama's brutality. And then he showed me, he said, remember when I showed you the clouds? And I said, yeah. And he said, I'm going to come down. And he put his hands in the separated clouds and separated them and stuck his head out through them. And all the men, I see all these men standing on the mountains. And they're looking up at God. And he's mad. I've seen his face. He was mad. It scared me. And they were hiding in the crevices and the grooves of the mountain. There's my dream.
Wow.
My vision.
I mean, it sounds like what you're talking about is Revelation chapter, it looks like the Lord gave you some insight as to Revelation chapter 6, verse 12 through 17, as to when he opens the sixth seal, and the sky is receded as a scroll when it's rolled up, and every mountain and island moved out of its place. And when the people were in the mountains shouting to the mountains to fall on them and hide them from the face of the wrath of the Lamb, because his day has come. So it's clear that the Lord showed you how the day of the Lord is going to be. Wow. So
When I seen his face, he was so angry. I'm a Christian. I was scared. And I mean, I couldn't sleep for the rest of the night. And that his face just scared me.
wow.
And I'm a Christian.
Well, no,
And if you would have seen the horror on the men's face, they were like those crevices in the mountains. They're trying to hide in the grooves and crevices of the mountains. And he's big. He's huge. And he's looking down. It was scary.
wow. No, thank you for...
So his wrath is there.
Charlene, thank you so much. And you know what, my friends? That's what we need to understand. And that was Charlene. Oh, Charlene didn't tell us where she was calling from. It's all right. It's all right. Charlene, thank you so much for calling in. That was Charlene, the Lord showing her what Revelation chapter 6, verse 17 says. For the great day of his wrath has come, and who is able to stand? And the Lord showed her where it says in verse 15, and the kings of the earth, the great men, the rich men, the commanders, the mighty men, every slave and every free man, hid themselves in the caves and in the rocks of the mountains, and said to the mountains and rocks, fall on us, and hide us from the face of him who sits on the throne, and from the wrath of the Lamb. You just heard Charlene say that the Lord showed her his face. It was a wrath. It was such anger. Well, that's wrath. That's what wrath is. It's great anger. And it says, for the great day of his wrath has come. And who's able to stand? She said, she's a Christian. And she got the fear of the Lord. Praise God. All right, we're going to go to our next caller. Let's go to area code 215. Area code 215, you're live on air. Please tell us your name and where you're